everyone, and welcome to World of Darkness News, the very first one in 2022. Today, my special guest comes from Renegade Game Studios. Matt Holland is waiting for me on the call, and we'll be talking a little bit about plans of Renegade for this year, as well as the upcoming Prince of the City tournaments. Let me see if Matt is waiting for me there. Hello, Matt. Can you hear me?
I can. Good morning.
Let me just make sure that everyone can see you properly on the screen. Perfect. How are you today, Matt?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am doing totally all right. What hour is it there for you right now? Just want to make sure. Did
It
I
is.
wake you up?
It's 8 a.m. I'm actually out in California right now. We have a marketing summit, so we're getting together, talking about the year, preparing, making plans. So it's earlier than it would be if I was in my native Minnesota.
I see. I'm very happy that you were able to wake up so early and be here with us so early. It's 5 p.m. in Stockholm currently, so we are definitely on the other side of the world, but working together a lot and doing a lot of really cool stuff. Starting maybe from the general sum up of last year, because there's a lot of things that happened last year. How was it for Renegade and from Renegade's perspective, the Grand 2021?
Sure. Overall, I think all things considered, we had a really great year. We were able to launch Vampire Rivals. We were able to get out the first Vampire the Masquerade books, get those into players' hands. And then for Rivals, we had our big kickoff event at Gen Con, the Prince of the City, Indianapolis, and had a nice turnout there. And it was really great to just see people playing in person and having a great time with the game.
Absolutely. And one of the, of course, things that happens that we're going to start or a little talk about rivals with is Gen Con, during which there was the very first Prince of the City tournament. What exactly is Prince of the City?
So, the Prince of the City is a thing, in the Vampire the Masquerade. It's that person who has control of the region, who makes a lot of these decisions, who kind of meets out the power to everybody. And that felt like a perfect thematic tie-in to have an event. So we had, I think, about 50 players show up. They played four-player games, played all day, had some really, really fantastic prizes. And at the end, Josh Johnson was our Prince of the City in Indianapolis. So he gets to, reign over the city until the next time we crown one.
Hmm.
So it was a really nice thematic way to have a big tournament and have some stakes. The really cool thing about that is the grand prize. Josh is getting made into a vampire in the game. So we were commissioning art and creating a card that will be in a future product that has Josh on it.
That's so cool. All right. So, how do I sign up and how do I become a Prince of the City in 2022? Because I am very much into that.
well, you may be in luck. We are actually sort of revamping. We had originally thought about having Prince of the City tournaments at these big conventions. Your Gen Cons, your UK Games Expos, things like that. They're big. There's a lot of people there. However, it's also very expensive, not just to host them, but also for people to attend. Like if you have to attend a convention, there's $150 in a badge. There's hotel, there's travel. So we have decided to instead spread this out a little bit more, partner with local game stores around the world, and host the 2022 Prince of the City Tournament Series.
Mm.
So we announced this, I believe, last week with 12 different tournaments so far and plans to add a bunch more. We're hosting tournaments from March until at least the end of July. That way we get done before Gen Con, because Gen Con is going to be a little bit different this year. Um, so you're going to be able to go to a local game store. You're going to be able to play. These are going to be still hopefully fairly large events and still have that same first prize of becoming a card in the game. So you can just go to your local game store, tell them, hey, we have a community here in town. We would love to have one of these events. Please reach out to Renegade Games and apply to get a kit to run one of these. I will tell you, for you guys there in Stockholm, I have actually been talking to two of the stores in Stockholm. I would love to have one there local to World of Darkness and Paradox and have an opportunity for people up there to play.
That would be absolutely awesome. And if that gives me an opportunity to become a Prince of Stockholm, then yes, please sign me up. So, what can people expect from attending an event like that? Is this are there prizes? Is there
There are.
what's the level of difficulty? Is this super difficult to get started and to try to participate? What do you think?
I will say that it's going to be tough to win. Like you're going to have to perform very, very well, and probably have some players who know what they're doing there. However, uh, because the game is still relatively new, a lot of people maybe haven't played a tournament because the pandemic and just generally not that much stuff has been able to happen, especially in certain areas of the world. So with that in mind, the pricing, while really, really great, is very, very heavily weighted towards participation. So if you show up, you're going to get some really cool stuff. We had some fantastic prizes that were available at Gen Con, and nobody else has had a shot at them. So we're going to make those available to everybody who attends. So you get some sleeves. You get 2 packs of these really nice Prince of the City sleeves just for showing up. You get 4 alternate art cards. So we commissioned new art for cards like Sucker Punch, Backhanded Compliment, All Tied Up, and Assert Authority. That's one for each of the. They're all out of the core set, but they're just great art. And then you'll also get 4 plastic versions of the core set game agenda cards. So they're
Oh,
the ones that kind of determine how you score. Kind of made of a credit card material,
yeah.
but they have these spot gloss UV coating details on the cards, so they just look fantastic on the table.
My eyes are shining right now because I have, a full pack of Kickstarter goodies from Rivals. So my Rivals
Sure.
shelf is huge right now, but I really want to expand it a little bit more. And because of the pandemic, of course, and being mostly stuck at home, I've been only able to play against my husband and beat him a lot in the game. So I was wondering, are Prince of the City tournaments usually 1 versus 1 or 1 versus 3, basically the full 4 people game?
Most of these will be the full four. If you have a odd number of people, some will be paired into 3-player tables. If a store in a community really wants to run head to head, just 1v1, that's also okay with me. But in general, they're going to be multiplayer. It makes the game just really dynamic and also kind of is thematic too, where you have the maneuvering and the political ally making and deal making. Um, so above, that's what you just get for showing up. You'll also have top 16 can get acrylic leader tokens. We have some fantastic playmats for the top table. And then the champion, of course, gets turned into a vampire who will show up either in a product or as a promo in the future.
That's really cool, and I, of course, I really like the fact that there are more players involved in these matches because then, even if you do not have the best cards at your table, you can convince others to attack other players and to
And yeah,
win.
you could say, "Oh,
Yes,
me, I'm not in a great position. Like I'm not the one to worry about. Worry about this guy." And
yes.
then all of a sudden swoop in and win. And we saw that kind of thing happen at Gen Con.
Instead of using wits and resolve, just use charisma and like manipulation and get all your weapons there. That's awesome. So if people are interested in what you are talking about, in checking out the events, or
Yes.
maybe going to your local game store, where can they check out the map of already existing events and where can they sign up?
Yes. So if you go over to the vampirecardgame.com and just click on news, first article there is the Prince of the City announcement. We have a nice visual map showing the current locations. And then below that, we have a little table showing all the dates, where they are, and when I've been provided with them a way to register online. So all the stores are running this themselves. There's not a centralized sign up system, but a lot of the stores are giving links for that. I will say right now we have one event in Scotland and then a bunch in the United States. However, after we announced here, we had a lot of great response from more places in Europe. So possibly Austria, Germany, Spain. Like I said, I've already been talking to stores in Stockholm. I'd like to have at least 5 different events in mainland Europe to make sure that people have a chance to get to this and play. We're hoping to have around 25 events this year total. So we'll spread it out if this goes really well, if people are really excited about it. Who's to say we can't do even more next year? And then the nice thing, the cool thing that'll be happening at the end of the year. So in the United States, it's at Gen Con. In Europe, the location is TBD, but we're going to have a continental conclave.
Mm.
So at that, it's going to be a bigger event, sort of a continental championship. There'll be one in each of these locations and bigger, better prizes, really, really exciting stuff, and princes will have some special privileges and special honors when they attend this event because, as is fitting, we're getting together, bringing together all the sort of the royalty and the movers and shakers of the vampire world. There'll be some really fun stuff going on, and the princes will also help determine some of the future of the game at these events.
This is super exciting, and I imagine this event where people are actually able to have badge with the name Prince on it, with the title. That would be really amazing. And I see a lot of role playing opportunities in there too, with politicking among the princes. This is super cool. All right, so
Yeah, very exciting.
it seems like you have a lot of plans for this year, and it's been very busy. We know that last year has been super busy with establishing, the ways of delivering the books to everyone. And this year, it's not only Rivals, of course. There's also books coming. A lot of books.
Yes.
And with that, can you give us the updates of how is our book schedule looking like?
Yes. So Second in Position is our next book that's going to be hitting. Currently, we're looking at March. I mean, as everybody knows, shipping right now has just been an absolute mess, and it's at every single level of the shipping process.
Yeah.
Something seems to be happening and affecting it. But that's on the way. Of course, the team is still working very hard on the Book of Nod Deluxe Artifact Edition. So the big crate full of the stone tablet, the scrolls, all that kind of stuff. Which is the sort of the artifacts and the things that Aristotle de Laurent found and wrote the Book of Nod from. There is a nice little bit of news for that. Folks who are outside the United States, Europe, or the UK, we are currently running on that vampire card game site. If you go to shop, you'll be able to order that anywhere in the world, essentially. So people in Canada who've been waiting, people in Australia who have not been able to order that before, there is a pre-order campaign going that you can get that. That's the big, very fancy Book of Nod Deluxe Artifact Edition. Uh, so we have that coming. We are also working on, I know, some of the older books, Cults of the Blood Gods, things like that, that people have been waiting for and have been out of print for a while. Those will be coming back into print under the Renegade name. Uh, just making all this stuff available to people who are waiting. And of course, Hunter later
Yes.
this year with even more goodness for people.
Yes, exactly. We are, of course, very much busy working and finishing everything that we can regarding Hunter. We cannot give exact timelines regarding that just yet, but definitely something to look forward to later this year. Matt, what are you the most excited about when it comes to the upcoming year with the Renegade?
I have two things. One, the new expansion that we have also up for pre-order right now for Rivals, it's Shadows and Shrouds. It adds the La Sombra and Hecata.
Yes.
La Sombra was the fan vote winner,
Hmm.
which is why they are this next expansion. That was the first one that was not already done when we had this poll. So people really want La Sombra. I'm super excited to see it in the game. Second, I'm not sure if people saw, but our Christmas present from Renegade was everybody in the company was illustrated as a vampire,
Hmm.
and we had 20 of us covering all the different clans, and we are all going to be in future products. So I'm really excited to actually be in a game myself
That's so
as a Gangrel
nice.
vampire in this case. So that's really exciting to me to actually like see what that card's going to be and play with it on the table.
That's really exciting. And can I just ask, maybe you can reveal a little bit of the shroud for me, but we do have some Hecata fans in the chat and some Hecata fans who are watching us. What can we expect from Hecata in Rivals? Just if we can tease me a little bit.
Yeah. So they have let's see. I think La Sombra are the ones that use Reach. Hecata have Wraiths, I believe, that they can use, which are
Hmm.
going to have some. They're going to be tokens that are going face down on certain cards, and your opponent won't know what the sort of the trap is. So they can be triggered by certain actions in game, and then have an effect. And your opponent is going to be having to play around like what this could possibly be without knowing what it is. I will say, if people who are waiting to see what those cards do, starting Wednesday and every Wednesday after that, the next couple, Matt Hyra, the designer, and myself will be previewing these, going through all the cards. So 1 week we'll do the La Sombra deck, the Hecata deck, and then the extra cards in the game. So there'll be a lot shown off on our Twitch streams Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific over the next 3 weeks.
Awesome. Vampire Wednesdays on Play Renegade channel. I will make sure to tune in.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt. Any last words for today for our community before we part ways and see each other hopefully again once the expansion will release?
The only big one is, talk to your local game store if you're interested in playing one of these events and having one. Have them reach out to me. It's matt.holland@renegadegames.com. I would love to hear from more stores that want to do this. And I will say we're going to announce some more weeks, some more locations this week too. So from all the stores that responded to the initial announcement. So I would love to have more. I'd love to have one near you. So reach out, please.
Sure, thank you so much, Matt, for this really positive news. I feel like we are
Yeah.
slowly, getting out of our houses and starting to very, very slowly go back to maybe, hopefully, what once was. I know it maybe not won't happen very soon, but I really hope that one day we'll, all meet on these conclaves, on these wonderful meetings with other princes and other fans of the Vampire the Masquerade in person and be able to beat each other in rivals. So that's really fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just excited to see. It was so fun seeing people play in person. Having more of that this year is only a good thing.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Matt, for joining me, and I hope to see you here again later. Goodbye.
It sounds good to me. Take care.
Bye-bye. And continuing the news, Vampire the Masquerade Rivals tournaments happening in 2022. You can all check them out on vampire.cardgame.com. In the news section, there's a really nice map which shows you where the already booked locations are. And for all of the other locations, if you are from a country where this is not happening just yet, reach out to your friendly game stores and to Renegade Game Studios, where hopefully we'll be able to throw these events all around the world. It will be really amazing. And without further ado, let's go on to more news. Starting with Coteries and Shadows of New York, you might have probably seen that they were already on sale recently on Steam, but we have some more news for you. We are going to have a historically huge sale starting from today, 7 p.m. Central European Time on Steam. So if you haven't grabbed Coteries and Shadows just yet, they are going to be out for... Oh wait, this is actually outdated. I'm very sorry. They're actually going to, this is the state right now, but at 7 p.m. tonight, they're going to be lowered to 80% off on Coteries and 60% off on Shadows. So if you want to grab them both right now, the sale is going to be the same, but if you want to grab them separately at 7 p.m. today on Steam, the promo is going to be even bigger. So if you haven't played these games, I can absolutely recommend them, especially a very close to my heart game is Shadows of New York, which is has the main protagonist of Clan La Sombra that is a Polish immigrant. So I am very much connecting to Yulia a lot in a lot of levels. Super cool character, one of the coolest characters I think that we had in the recent games, that is just amazing, so vibrant and so great. While Coteries of New York is a great starting game. So if you have any friends that haven't played Vampire the Masquerade just yet and want to jump into this world, Coteries is a really cool starter, and being 80% off, it's going to be literally pennies. So if you want to check it out, today 7 p.m. On Steam, there's going to be this huge sale, and I really hope you will enjoy it. Also, both of these games are available in a lot of various languages other than English right now. You can check out the full list of languages on Steam for both of them. And let's go to the other news. And now for the role-playing supplements, Forbidden Religions is officially out now on Drive-Thru RPG. Some of you might have already read the book. If you were Kickstarter backers of Cult of the Blood Gods, you might have gotten the early access to Forbidden Religions, maybe some early look into it. But Forbidden Religions is now available to everyone. So if you want to expand your Cult of the Blood Gods inspired role-playing in Vampire the Masquerade, Forbidden Religions is there now. And it does contain a lot of content. Let me just bring you a list. There's a wide selection of beliefs that some of them are widespread and cloaked in secrecy, others are extreme in their focus. from Golconda seekers and Gehenna cults to infernal religions and churches dedicated to Methuselahs. So there's a big variety of additional beliefs that expand the amount of them that you get from Cults of the Blood Gods. You, of course, get new powers, blood sorcery rituals, coterie types befitting these religions, new optional lore sheets, merits, and flaws as well, all of them in the theme of the forbidden religions. So there's a lot more content in this book for your role playing. I do believe that Cults of the Blood Gods alone gives so much content for building up the whole Chronicles from the scratch. You can literally open this book on any page and find very cool inspiration for your whole new Chronicle, and Forbidden Religions just gives you even more content to put into that. So you literally don't have to do any planning as a storyteller, just grab these books and get a lot of really cool content from them, or just pick and choose the most exciting things that you can find. There is a lot of really good writing in there, so I definitely recommend it. And for more news, Vampire Jam winners are going to be announced on February the 3rd, next week on World of Darkness News, with our special guest, the brand manager Sean Greeny, who is going to join me here to talk about the games he played and he enjoyed the most. We've played all of the games, all of them, 87, I believe, 87 games. We've played all of them, and I had so much good time. It's been such an amazing time playing all of the submissions submissions from the community. It's been a blast. There's been the whole span of genres that Vampire Jam has brought to the table, from 4X strategies to 3D shooters to survival horror games to point-and-click adventure games in the style of LucasArts, like the Prodigal game that was submitted to the Jam. There's been so much in it, and I loved so much of it. And just because of that, we've prepared a little highlight for you, and I really hope that you will enjoy it, especially if you haven't seen this game just yet. Maybe this is going to encourage you to try some of them. Let's see. Well, I certainly hope you like these highlights. Unfortunately, not all of the games fitted in there, and definitely it's not the list of the best rated games. There's a lot of games which weren't shown in this highlight that are still very much worth your time and checking out. You can go and check out the full list on itch. The games usually come with tags, so you can check out the genre and what they're about. And I really want to listen and to the community and hear which games are your favorite. Which games do you would, for example, want to see in a much longer and bigger sense, and play more and more and more of them, because we absolutely love a lot of these, and it's been such a amazing group of submissions that just keeps on giving us inspiration and more and more love to the community. People in the chat are here talking about the highlights. Some are asking whether the music was from Rick Schaffer. No, it wasn't. It's actually one of the songs from the Epidemic Sound library that we are using currently. But I am very happy that she found this connection, because definitely was planned. I was looking for something in a similar vein. All right, I will be joined by Hadi very soon to give you a little bit of the Vamily Spotlight before we will part ways this week. But please make sure to visit us next week for the results of the jam, because we do have our favorites in the jam, and the very winner of it is going to be released on Steam as the free game for everyone. So way more people will see it, way more people will download it and play it, and we're super excited to see what people are going to talk about this game and think about this game. It's just something that we've been super excited about, and putting a lot of our time to make sure that the choice is right. I really hope that you will be happy with our final decision. In the meantime, let me check out if Hadi is there on the meeting. Hello, hello, Hadi. Can you hear me? Wonderful. Let me just make sure that everyone can hear you as well. Can you say something about your day today?
Oh, it's really, really, really cold today.
Oh no, that is
Like
not great.
-3 with the wind chill, and I really don't like the cold.
I get you. I also don't like the cold, but fortunately we are slowly. Can I please have Hadi shown on the screen? There we go. Hadi's there on the screen.
No, you're not allowed to have me on the screen.
I am very much allowed, and also you have a beautiful background, which not only is from V5 book, but it also is in Bloodhounds. So you are again matching my theme. Let me very quickly go to Miro. There we go. Everyone can see what we have prepared, or you have prepared actually for today. Because
Was it just me? Oh, it was
yes,
just me.
it was
Okay.
just you actually. I've been slacking on our
No, you've been
boards.
busy.
I mean, I know, but I've been slacking on the boards, so I feel bad. So let's start with the top left. What do we have in here?
Well, there's been a lot of art that's been done since you've been on vacation, since the break. But I just wanted to just pick and choose a few from different places. There was so much, it was hard to choose. But this is art from Faye Speaker, who is very well known in the family. And they made a Nosferatu, which, as you know, we always have to have the discussion about the Nosferatu with the pointed ears.
Hey, she's not bald, okay? So that's progress. Pointy ears are great, and I'm not going to argue about pointy ears. What I love the most about it, though, is the tongue. It's amazing. Like it's just something like you don't really think about how other parts of. Okay, this is going to sound weird. How other parts of Nosferatu's body may be different to other vampires, but you know the tongue is actually creepy and lovely, and I love it. It's beautiful.
I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about it.
It is. Lily, great job. And let's check out what Tench has prepared for us today.
Okay, so now we're getting Nosferatu the way that you would prefer them. No pointed ears.
But bold.
Right? But bald. Okay, you can't have everything. I try and give you everything, but I can't do it. So Tench has made a Nosferatu, a Toreador, a Tzimisce, and a Malkavian. And I just my favorite is of course the Malkavian with the sweater.
That is, yeah, I absolutely love the Malkavian with the sweater, with the bat. It's great. And for those of you wondering which app we're using Miro for this, which has been really, really useful for us to share all of these and be together. See, there's a little cursor from Hadi in here, and we can just, point each other's cursors at things. And that's great. No, I love the Malkavian. I think I do like the Tzimitzi the most. Like, he's the kind of a character, or they are the kind of a character that I would be really interested in drawing myself. Like, super cool shapes. Shapes are
And
awesome.
I would very much like to follow this coterie or join this coterie, see what they're doing.
Yeah, like they seem to be super interesting and so varied. That's great. All right, I'm going below to
Okay.
to the TikToks.
So for this first one, I had to replace the music. That's very important.
Okay.
You have to do that. But I think once you see what it is, you'll know and you'll enjoy it. It's for you specifically.
Okay, I can guess already that the music originally was from Asylum Club, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately we cannot put it on the stream because it's being copyrighted and the stream would be muted. So let's just imagine this is chiasm isolated.
Correct.
Oh, that's perfect.
The animation's really good.
They're literally doing it. And it's not easy to do it. I've been trying to do it for my whole life, and trust me, it's not easy. Oh my god, the way he's going back is amazing.
Yeah.
it's exactly.
So that's a welcome back video for you.
This is so good. All right, and now we have this cool video from Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check it out.
You will do anything for this country, boy! Yes, Drill Sergeant! You will not back down in the face of fear! No, Drill Sergeant! If you were captured by the enemy, what will you do? I will pretend to fall in love with my captor and start a star-crossed romance! That's right, boy! I will do anything to make sure the plan succeeds, sir! I will kiss them on the lips! I will get down on my knees! You're gonna do what now?
That's a great one. I love this. It's amazing.
One of my favorite things to do every day is check and see if Elise or Ellis has posted a new video on the By Night Studios TikTok.
Yes, please do so.
Because they are always amazing.
Elise is a great member of By Night Studios team that is doing a lot of amazing stuff on TikTok, and you should totally follow them because I also follow them on Twitter because they're posting art and stuff, and it's been just a lot of really cool stuff. So Elise, good job.
I don't think they're in the chat, but yes.
But when they will hear it, maybe later on, I'm just going to clap. It's really fun. All right, Petite Francis.
Okay, so once again, we have now this is it's Tzimitzi Malkavian Yowie thing.
Is this how you pronounce it? Yowie?
I have no idea.
That's
how I've heard it.
I always said yaoi, and maybe I was wrong because
I speak 4 languages and Japanese isn't one of them, so you tell me.
I have no idea, but I always said yaoi for some reason. But, okay.
That's valid.
Chat, please tell us. Please tell us whether we're wrong or not.
So to the left we have the Tzimitzi, and to the right we have the Malkavian, and I actually think it's on just the other way around. I think.
We have a very good comment. Tzimitzi Malkavian yaoi is a thing I did not know I needed, but here we are now. And this literally just portrays what I think.
The Malkavian is the one is with the scalpel, and I don't know actually. Actually, I don't know which one is which.
I mean,
now that I'm looking at it.
Again, the pointy ears suggest it's a Tzimitzi because regular.
Yeah, and the goo.
And the
whatever that is.
And the goo, yeah. Yeah, oh, wait, this Tzimitzi literally did the vicissitude to turn himself into this kind of a like net going from the ceiling only to go like below and kiss the monkey. I mean, that's cute.
That's what I think. Yes.
That's adorable. I mean, that's a bit of a waste of blood if you ask me, but still adorable.
Sometimes it's worth it.
It is worth it. What about Vamp Mo Queen?
Okay, so I thought this was a really funny concept. This is apparently something that they did for their coterie in a chronicle, and they all have been arrested
Mm.
So, and they're doing a lineup, and Irene was, or not arrested, but what's the equivalent in Vampire Masquerade? Have upset the prince or broken the traditions or whatever it is. So Irene did assault and battery. Catherine did unauthorized practice of medicine. Um,
Okay.
Daphne did shoplifting, and Matches, I think, is there. Matches Malone, which is a great name. Vehicular manslaughter, which is clearly the most serious out of all of them.
I mean, I'm sure they're all in this together, and it's not really, an individual case, especially as they're a coterie. The things that your coterie members do are kind of your responsibility as well. So I'm sorry, everyone, you are in trouble.
I just thought it was a really cool concept, and I would love to recreate it for games that I've run.
It does, yeah. I feel like it's a really cool concept that's really there's every single vampire out there could be put in this kind of a picture with something on this plates in front of them. Definitely. What about this bloody popsicle, which absolutely gives me Only Lovers Left Alive vibes?
Yes, I know. So this is Stop Filming Me. It's a Masquerade Breach by,
Aw.
I'm not going to, Nurbekirbik.
Nurbekirbik.
My beloved Aras the Toreador. And this seems like such a this is like a Gen Z, younger millennial Toreador. They're having a blood popsicle and they're on Instagram Live with the little hearts, and it's just so perfect. It's just one of the most perfect things I've ever seen.
I absolutely love him and every single part of him. It's so good. Like these kind of characters, it's just the typical Toreador of the new era. And the bloody popsicle is just like a cherry on top. So
Like,
it's
I know
great.
you and I have talked about Ghost Honey before, but I could just see this being Ghost Honey if they
That's
were a Toreador.
true. That's true. Just to give audience some context in here, we both with Hattie, we have a very big dream of making Ghost Honey play Vampire the Masquerade one
Yes.
day. He is this guy on TikTok who does probably one of the best videos about trying to imitate different creatures sometimes. And
Ghosts or vampires.
yes, and his vampire TikToks are just one of the best things I've ever seen on the whole platform. It's amazing. So yeah. That would be great. That would be definitely awesome. And we have Andrea Payne. I've seen this art already. I shared it with so many people because it's so good. Okay, I'll let you talk.
No, it's fine. No, so Andrea Payne, as many people probably know from when we were doing Vamtober, really churned out a lot, but towards the end they had stuff, real life gets in the way, but they are still plugging away trying to finish because they put so much work into so much of Vamtober.
Yeah.
So I wanted to showcase them still doing it. Ceremony of the Dead and You're Bound to Me, and they're both beautiful. All their artwork is always so inspiring, so beautiful.
It's amazing. I love it. And when I saw this piece first, the one on the left, I immediately sent it to my friend that roleplayed a character who was very similar visually. And that character was a very low humanity Toreador, like humanity free 4. So she was roleplaying him in the most monstrous possible way. And I was like, hey, it's your boy. Look at it. And it really works. And someone is asking whether vampires have enough blood heat to dissolve blood popsicles. When using Blush of Life, definitely you can.
Yeah,
you can.
You'd
do
have
that,
to, but this is just for the live. That you don't actually have to show it.
Yeah.
This
Yes,
is just
exactly.
gotta try and keep the masquerade somehow.
I mean,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
no. I was just thinking that it was actually a very good tactic of not melting your ice cream too fast, not using Blush of Life and remaining cold. So you can actually enjoy ice cream for longer.
Right above the picture, I did have a link that I thought maybe could also check out if you wanted.
Oh, yeah, of course. Let me check it out. What do we have here?
Trying to showcase lots of the stuff the Vamily's doing.
The first will soon be quenched in the fires of London. Coming spring 2022, a brand new Vampire the Masquerade campaign. Let me open it on the full screen and show it to everyone because it sounds amazing. Ashes of London, what burns beneath? That's a really nice
I
teaser.
thought it was really the top with the I'm not sure if it's the London Bridge or a different bridge, but I thought that was really nicely done.
Yeah. Check these out. I love the name.
Yeah, me too.
It's really cool. I'm going to follow
Me
them
too.
right now and check out the campaign later because it's really fun. All right. And let me now go below to Storyteller's Vault Spotlight. What do we have in there? Becoming a V5 character creation supplement.
So this is one of the new supplements that are on Storyteller's Vault, which I, of course, recommend everyone check out. There is so much cool stuff on there. A little bit of something for everybody, I think. And this is just to help people create characters that might have just a little bit more meat to them, so to speak, than what comes with the 5th edition book. And so it comes with 4 sections covering life as kind, morals, personal aesthetic, and kindred existence, which for me, whenever I'm playing with a new player and I'm like, the very first thing I always ask them is, who were you as a human? I find that to be the most important way of then discovering who they are as a vampire.
Yeah, definitely. This is
So I think it's really cool. It's got full art pages, and it's definitely something worth checking out. I'm definitely going to be. I have games coming up that I'm definitely going to use the supplement for.
This is really cool. I'm going to check it out. There are plenty of supplements already on Storyteller's Vault which do help with the character creation. It is true that with the V5 book, as much as you have everything in there, in order to create a character, you really need to jump from page to page. And there's a lot of browsing the book and checking out, the particular tables which interests you. And a lot of our fans, which are focusing solely on the character creation, were able to streamline it in a lot of really awesome ways. So I've been also using a lot of the fun supplements and fun resources in order to basically create characters super quickly. Like once you learn the basics from the book and then you just want to really make quickly a character and jump into a campaign, I think it's really cool to use one of these streamlined and light versions of character creation.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes.
So this is cool. I'm super, super into this. And Faz has made an LA by Night lore sheet that he thinks or she thinks or they think might be handy.
Right. I did have they made one, and I did have that up here, but then I think today, this morning, they changed it, updated it.
Yes.
And I think this is great, especially for fans of LA by Night, which, not that I've ever seen LA by Night. I've never watched it, obviously.
Good one. Okay.
Yeah. So this is for the Archangel Network, and for people who don't know, Archangel was a character in LA by Night. They are, I won't give any spoilers away, but they're a character that you meet and get to know, and they have their own backstory and things like that are important. But basically, they're running sort of like a ghoul network, and getting information from kindred and using it and trading in kindred vitae, not from the tap, but from outside of it, so that they don't become blood bonded.
This is really cool.
Yeah, and it's I think it's awesome. It's so good, like having her calling card and things like that. It's amazing.
This is good, and I've checked this lore sheet beforehand, and it also really nicely follows the general rule set for making lore sheets that we have when we make them in the books, to make sure that none of the powers in particular is too OP or is too much in comparison to the amount of dots that you invest in it, or too little. So it's been, I think, a really good example of a fan-made sheet that people can use. It's really cool.
I think it's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of LA by Night, let's. Oh wow!
Okay. The show I've never watched.
The show you've never watched. Absolutely. So let's talk about this character that you for sure not know about on the left.
Yeah, no idea who this. So there's been quite a bit of LA by Night fan art going around. There was actually one that was just shared on Twitter like a few minutes before you went live, and I forgot to screen grab it.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. So this is, of course, Eva wearing her crimson attire from the 5th season, the final season of LA by Night, and she was so beautiful. It was such a beautiful dress and outfit to wear. Actually, I think maybe she wore this in season 4 as well.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I need to admit to one thing in here, because when I was preparing the assets for LA by Night season 5, and I was making sure that, every episode has some kind of a teaser, and I was using a lot of the photos that came with the photo session that they did for season 5, I revealed this outfit way early, and Josephine was like, hey, oh, you showed that dress. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I remember. I remember. And you were like, yeah, because it was such a big deal for her to go back to wearing white.
Yes.
And you were like,
Yeah.
you showed that. I think that you showed that dress right off the bat.
Because it was
like,
such a beautiful picture, and I was like, yeah, let's pick one of the most beautiful pictures we have from this photo session. Oh wow, this is so good. I just revealed it.
To be fair, Josephine looks beautiful in every picture.
That is true. And I love how she always pays so much attention to what her character wears and how her character looks, to not only to, look great, which of course she does, but to also showcase the actual features of the character and changes and the background of the character in the attire. It's so wonderful. And I've been loving this since the very beginning of her appearance in Elevenite. All right. Absolutely. Let's go to these beautiful. They look like Funko Pops, but beautiful.
But these are handcrafted, fan made, and as you can see, Josephine has already seen them, and so is the Vampire the Masquerade account. Awesome. And Jason down there, I just noticed. I didn't notice at the I screen grabbed it. But these are amazing. I think these. I mean, let's get LA by Night Funko Pops going, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I must admit, I do love this take better than I like the regular Funko Pops. The regular Funko Pops, I think, in majority have black eyes. And very rarely have different.
I have a whole bunch right above me.
No, but this is really cool. I love this take. It's beautiful. And look at the detail on Jasper's clothing. It's so good.
They do look like cake toppers. They do. There's someone in the chat.
So good. All right, and we have X Red Lemon X. Oh, the style of drawing. I live for this.
Yeah, so if you remember, I actually sent you. They made a TikTok of them drawing this. But I had already grabbed this for the board when they tagged the Vampire the Masquerade account. And I mean, this is so great. I mean, we don't have enough fan art of Gary Golden.
We absolutely don't. We do have enough, maybe not enough, but we have enough spicy fan fiction about Gary Golden for some reason. But we do not have enough fan art of Gary Golden. That is true.
No, I'm a huge fan of spicy Gary Golden fan fiction.
Apparently, people are more interested in writing about Gary than drawing Gary, which it just raises some questions.
I really like that X Red Lemon gave Jasper and Gary the same eyes because they're both Nosferatu, and Victor and Carver have two different colored eyes, red and purple. Yeah,
they represent the clans really nice. They always thought that Nosferatu, hey, you saw the palettes, but Nosferatu are, grayish, yellowish, orangish kind of a clan, so definitely works super well. I love this. What a beautiful collection for this week. Thank you so much, Hattie, for preparing this.
Thank you.
And how can people find these if they want to be on the hunt next week and check out for more Vampire the Masquerade? Really cool things that people are doing. What is your advice?
My advice? Okay. Check the Vamily hashtag on any social media that you're using, whether it's Tumblr or Twitter or Instagram. Check the VTM or Vampire the Masquerade hashtags. Check LA by Night hashtags. And of course, follow the Vampire the Masquerade socials, World of Darkness on Twitter or Vampire the Masquerade on Instagram, because a lot of the times you'll see them commenting and sharing and retweeting. So that's, if you want to keep up with all this stuff, that's how you should do it. And also follow us on TikTok.
Exactly. Do follow us on TikTok because Hattie is doing some really amazing job there recently with a lot of vampire shit posting. Let me just call it that, vampire shit posting.
It's just picking on Jason, which I don't mean to, but it just happens.
Just for everyone to know, if you ever see a TikTok that is picking on Jason, Carl, it's not me. It's Hattie. It's all Hattie.
No,
I promise.
It's all Martina, actually. I'm going to double down on that.
All right. Thank you so much, Hattie, for joining me today. And see you next week for more Spotlight. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. And see you next week for the announcement of winners of Vampire Jam and who is exactly going to receive the first place of releasing their game for free on Steam. We are very much Cannot wait to announce that and tell you what is going to be the next steps after we sum up the Vampire Jam. But before that, see you later and don't get lost in the night. Thank you very much.